what's going on, guys? It's RGV2 here, back with a new. Oh, whoa. Start that again. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's RGV2 here, back with another FIFA 21 player review for Ultimate Team. And in today's video, we are going to be reviewing Saul from Atletico Madrid, the 84 rated central midfielder. Now, the way this player review is going to turn out is we're going to go over his stats. So we're going to analyze his stats, and I'm going to tell you about how I felt each stat was during the game, so how stuff like his dribbling was, his pace was, his defending. I'm going to talk about my experiences with the card and show you my stats and how I feel. And then we're going to answer the big question, whether I feel as if you should keep him or buy him or sell and avoid. So, first of all, if you're wondering about the price of this card, the price of this card is 3.5 thousand coins on PlayStation and 4.5 on Xbox One and 4.3 on PC. By the way, why do people really play FIFA on PC? Surely you're only playing on PC for mods, but that's not what the video is about anyways. So when I look at this Saul card, I see the 84 rated. I'm like, wow, okay, 84 rated, that's kind of high, that's kind of good. But then I see the price and I'm thinking, wait, hold on, 3.5 for Saul. Like, when you see the price of a player, you can determine how good a player is by the price. Like, you can't determine how good they are by the ratings. Because last year we all learned how, 83 rated Ben Yedder was just terrorizing everyone. 83 rated Marcus Rashford was terrorizing everyone. 82 rated Jamie Vardy, terrorizing everyone. So you can't judge how good a player is by the ratings, but you can judge how good they are by the price. And when I'm seeing 3.5 thousand coins for Saul, that's a worry to me. That's a big worry to me. But it's okay because I've reviewed them. I'm going to let you know whether his price is the correct price or if it's the wrong price. So, let's go over his stats. So, player bio. Attacking work rate and defensive are both high and high. So, the first thing that tells you is if you want to use him as a box-to-box, you can do that. Now, I was on Footbin. Before I bought this card, people were saying to me, if you want to use him, you should tell him to sit. So you should kind of use him as a holding midfielder, a deep lying midfielder. And I'm thinking, deep lying midfielder? Like, look at his stats. Let's actually just look at his stats. He's got 68 pace, 79 shooting. Do you want to use a central midfielder who has 79 shooting as a deep lying playmaker? Like, the things that people are saying on Footbin sometimes doesn't make sense to me. 79 passing. You want to use a midfielder with 70? Okay, for a midfielder, that's not really that good. But with a chemistry style, you can improve that. You want to use a midfielder with 79 passing as a deep lying playmaker? 81 dribbling. Saul has 81 dribbling. Do you want to use a central midfielder with 81 dribbling as a deep lying playmaker? Like, when I saw that people on Footbin said that you should tell him to sit. No, he's perfect for box to box. Now, me being stupid, I was for some reason using him as a sitting midfielder. Like, the midfield I had was Pjanic from Barcelona, Luka Modric, and Saul. I played Luka Modric on the left of the centre mid, Saul in the centre as a deep line playmaker. Well, I didn't play him as a deep line playmaker. I just set instructions for him to sit, and I played Pjanic on the right side. Now, really and truly, all three of the players I have are box to box. So that's kind of wild for me. But I set the instructions of him to sit. Now, his 78 defended probably explains why people are saying he could sit. But when we dive down into his attributes, we'll see whether or not he should be sitting, whether he should be a straight box to box, focusing mainly on his attacking. So, skill moves, 3-star skills. So I wouldn't really suggest doing skills of him. I mean, if you're going to do skills, the only skill I would recommend is roulette, step overs. That's all. Weak foot is good, but like I said, guys, I've said this plenty of times. When you see 5-star weak foot or 4-star weak foot, Don't be deceived, man. We all know how the passing is in FIFA. 5-star weak foot, doesn't matter. 99 rating passing, doesn't matter. With how broken FIFA is in their passing, the stats like that do not matter. Now, let's talk about his in-game stats with me. His record. Games played 25. Goals scored 4. Assists 4. Now, as I said, I gave him the instructions to sit in the midfield, so in the middle of the midfield three, so he's basically like a CDM to me. That's what I chose to basically use him as. So those stats, the goals and assists, that don't really matter. Now let's get into his attribute details. Okay, so pace, 68 pace. So his pace is already kind of a letdown. But the chemistry style that I got on him was an anchor. I got an anchor chemistry style. People on Footbin, I think they were saying shadow. That's what people on Footbin love to say. It's either shadow, hunter, or anchor or catalyst. Catalyst is a new one that people have been saying this year. I don't know what's so special about catalyst. They're not really going for the engines this year. Last year was all about the engines and the shadows. But this year people are saying shadow a lot. Like, just to help improve pace. So I'm going to say this here. Sometimes it's not all about the pace. Like, sometimes there's just other attributes that you actually need to improve in a player. Like, forget the pace. You just improve. Because let's be honest here, guys. We know how FIFA are, man. We know how FIFA is. A 63... A defender with 63 pace will still somehow catch up to your attacker with 91 pace. We all know this. So I'm telling you guys, yeah, pace doesn't matter sometimes with your defenders or your midfielders, man. Let's be honest, it doesn't matter sometimes. So don't be hesitant to buy a shadow card, because let's be honest, that shadow chemistry style is kind of expensive now. It used to be cheap, but now it's all expensive now for some reason. Anyways, his pace is 68, but like I said, I wasn't too worried about that, man. I wasn't really focused on that. But the anchor card, it boosted up by 5. Not that that's a lot, but it helps. I mean, with how I was playing him, with how I set the instructions for him to sit, me getting him something that improved his pace didn't even make sense anyways. Like, I'm telling him to just sit, like he's basically sitting in between the two centre backs, just to head forward a bit. But so why am I trying to improve his pace, which made no sense? But anyways, yeah, like, it depends. If you want to use him for a box to box, improve his pace. If you want to use him defensively, do not improve his pace. That's what I'm gonna say. His shooting, I can't lie, yeah. He's 70. I didn't even know his shooting was 79 until I looked at it now. Like, I'm looking at it again, I'm thinking, wait, this guy had, like, with how I was using Saul and how I'm looking at his stats now, I feel stupid. Like, people on Footbin told me to use this card as a deep line playmaker, and I'm seeing his stats and he's looking like a perfect box to box, which makes sense because what he was doing in game kind of confused me, and I'll get onto that soon. So, attacking positioning, 82. Now, like I just said, I said I'll get onto that, and I'm gonna get to it now. I had him in the middle of the midfield three as a deep line playmaker. I set instructions for him to sit. However, there were times during the game when I would catch him upfield. I would catch Saul up the field a bit too high for my likings. Like, he would be way too past the halfway line, and he shouldn't be there. Like, for someone I told to sit back, he's a bit too far up, and that showed to me how I don't think he was meant to be used as a deep line playmaker. Like, he was perfect for box to box. Like, he should be on the side of a midfield three, so he should be either on the left side or the right side. He shouldn't be on the middle, and he shouldn't be sitting. He should be box to box. He's perfect for box to box. With that high attacking and defensive work rate, he's perfect for box to box. And his attacking stats are just beautiful as well. So he could definitely help you attack. But anyways, his finishing, 78 finishing. That's pretty good for a central midfielder. I can't lie, that's pretty good. That's decent. I'm not going to talk too much on his finishing because we're not here to talk about his finishing. Shot power 82, but like I said, I've said this plenty of times, shot power, long shots, all these things don't matter within Ultimate Team because you're not scoring from outside the box, so they don't matter. Short passing it says 85, but this is one bad thing I have to say. His passing was absolutely horrendous at times during the game. But I'm not gonna go too hard on him about his passing because the passing within FIFA is broken. Like I can't blame the players because it says he has 85 short passing, but the way this guy would lose the ball sometimes during the games because of his passing. Like, I would direct the analog to the player who I want it to, yet the ball would still go elsewhere. And I know damn well that wasn't down to the player, and that was just down to FIFA's being broken. So I never blame on the players because I always know I always get the players who can pass, but yet somehow FIFA passing is always broken. But yeah, 85 passing. But like I said, maybe this is just an issue with him in general. So I'm going to say this now, be aware of his passing because his passing can be janky sometimes. His passing actually can be bad sometimes. Long passing, I mean, I never really do long passing such as the L1s and the LBs and the triangles and Ys. I don't really do them over the top long passes, so I can't really judge. I do R1, you know the R1 and the triangle R or RB and Y, them type of through balls, the ground through balls. But I wasn't really doing it with him since he was deep lying and I wasn't really trying to be doing it from stupid angles. So I can't really judge his long passing, but I mean, judging by like how I said his short passing was bad, his long passing probably would have just been as bad. Curve, I mean, like I said, his passing was bad with me, man. His passing really was bad. Dribbling. Now, I'm looking at his dribbling. I'm seeing 81 dribbling. What was I really doing using him as a... What was I doing setting instructions as a sit? Now that I'm actually deep in the midfield three I had Modric, Saul, and Pjanic. All three of them are box-to-box midfielders. Like, what was I doing? That was very dangerous of me. Like, it's a good thing I didn't do that in champs, even though I'm about to go into champs with this team. But it's like they're all like. If you're using a midfield three, you should always have one proper defensive player like a Busquets or Casemiro, and then one box-to-box player. But I had three box-to-box players, which it explains why Saul was up the field sometimes. Like, that really explains why he would be out of position where he shouldn't have been sometimes. But yeah, dribbling. So his agility is 73. I mean, I didn't really try to dribble with him. Like, I didn't want to risk that with him. I don't feel like his dribbling was actually good. Like, him being on the ball for too long just didn't feel well compared to how I felt on being on the ball with Luka Modric. Like, they both felt really different. When I'm with him, it's either I'm trying to play quick passes with him, quick passes. Just try to get him on the ball, release the ball straight. Balance is 69. I mean, balance isn't really a thing you can judge on FIFA though, man. Like how do you judge balance? Like, how can you see a player's balance within game on FIFA though? It's not like they're gonna it's not like they're just gonna start stumbling all of a sudden when you're playing the game. That doesn't really happen. Reactions 84. I mean, he was actually good defensively. Like, in terms of reacting quick to intercept a ball, I'll give him that. He was actually kind of good defensively. I'll give him that. Ball control. I mean, I feel like ball control is another thing that you can't really determine within FIFA. Like, if you pass the ball to them, the ball is not going to go bouncing off their foot and then they're not going to have to go chasing the ball. That doesn't happen like it would happen in real life. But I mean, in terms of the ball being close to his feet when he's dribbling or moving with the ball, I guess so. I guess he was actually alright with that. But I didn't really aim to stay on the ball too long with him. Like, he was just a quickly on the ball and then just release the ball. Like I said already about agility with dribbling, I didn't really spend too long on the ball with him or try dribbling with him. Composure, I don't know about his composure, man. I feel like he was the kind of the weak link in the midfield for me. Out of the three, out of Modric, Pjanic and him, I feel like he was the weakest one. Like, he was the one who gave the ball away a lot. Like, he lost the ball a lot. Now, I felt like sometimes he could be too slow on the ball, man. He was just too slow on the ball. His passing was bad. Like, he really did have a lot of flaws, and it kind of reflects his price now. Now that I'm thinking about it, but when you just look at his card and you see his stats, like your jaw's dropping. Like, wow, these some good stats. But in game, it's not really good, is it? Now let's move on to his defending. I'm just reading these defensive stats, and I'm reading the defense. I'm reading the defensive stats, and it's making sense to me now why he could be used defensively. But I would still suggest using him more attackingly, man. Anyways, interceptions. Yep, interceptions 79. He was actually really good at intercepting, like running around with him. Then circle will be to intercept the ball. He was actually good at that. That's kind of good. Heading accuracy. You know what? Yeah, he scored a few headers for me. With corners. He actually scored a few headers with me, and that actually surprised me. Headers are finally not broken like they were in FIFA 20. They finally fixed headers now, so headers are more easier to score, but more harder to defend. So if you have a corner against you, defending headers is hard, but scoring headers is easier now, which is kind of a good and bad thing. But I prefer headers being easier to score, unlike last year when it was just you just never was scoring a header. So there was just no point of crossing for corners. Defensive awareness. I'm gonna have to say that 77 that I'm seeing right now is absolutely wrong. His defensive awareness was so poor. Like, he was just always out of position. I set the instruction for him to sit, but he would be so far up the field, so it was just absolutely wrong. So I'm gonna have to disagree with FIFA. I'm gonna tell you guys his defensive awareness is so poor. Standing tackle, like I said with his interceptions, his standing tackle is actually good, Getting the ball off players by just kicking the ball out or grabbing the ball from their leg. He was actually kind of good with that. Slide tackling, I can't really judge on that because with the way I play, I don't really do slide tackling, so I can't judge on that. But if it says 77, I mean, can you really judge sliding tackles though? I mean, all you do is you just click the sliding tackle button, and if you click it at the correct time, you win the ball. I mean, you can't really judge sliding tackles, can you, in game? Now, his physical stats actually kind of good. I can't lie. See, when you see his physical and his defending, if you was to put a chemistry style that improves his physical and defending, it makes sense why you could use him defensively. It makes sense why you could use him as a CDM. In fact, let me go on Footbin right now quickly and just check what Footbin rates him as when you're playing him as a CDM. Okay, so with no chemistry style, Footbin says he's an 81 rated as a CDM and 83 rated as a centre mid. But when you put the anchor one I had him, when you put the anchor card on him, he's actually an 85 rated CDM. So when you so the anchor chemistry style improves his defending and his physical, which makes sense why they're saying use him as a sitting deep line playmaker. But I just don't think he felt right, man. Like, he didn't feel like a proper CDM to me, or a deep line centre mid to me. He didn't feel proper. Like, I didn't enjoy using him as that, man. He felt like he should be more used attackingly. Let me see what a catalyst would do with him, or engine. See, when you put a catalyst on him, he's 85 rated as centre mid. When you put engine, he's 86 rated in centre mid. When you put powerhouse, he's 89 rated. See, this is what I'm saying. Footbin right now is telling me that the best chemistry style for him would be a catalyst, and the second would be anchor, and third would be shadow. But right now, I just clicked on the powerhouse, and the powerhouse right now is telling me in centre mid he would be 89 rated. The powerhouse would increase his defending and his passing. I mean, his passing needs to be increased because his passing was horrendous. But his powerhouse would be 89 in centre mid and 88 in CDM. So he would be better with a powerhouse than he would be with an anchor. So really and truly, people on Ultimate Team, they're not using all these other chemistry styles, are they? They're just looking at the typical ones, the shadow that improves the pace and that, and that's why they're voting for that. So that's why guys like me, I'm here to tell you guys, don't listen to football sometimes. Go with what you think or what you need him to be good at. So if you want him to improve his passing, then you use one that improves his passing. It's not every time that you need to focus on their pace, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, man. Anko says that he'll be 85 rated as a CDM, but he felt bad as a deep line playmaker to me, man. Anyways, let's finish off his physical. He's got 80 jumping, and he actually does have good jumping, actually. Because like I said, he scored a couple headers from corners with me. So his jumping is actually good. I can vouch for that. Stamina is absolutely excellent, man. Like, 87 stamina, and he really was up and down a lot for me, man. He was mainly up too much sometimes. He was up way too much for someone who I set as a deep line playmaker to sit. Now he actually was up a lot. But yeah, man, his stamina actually looked great. I didn't really have to sub him off or because of his fitness. So yeah, his stamina is actually really good. Strength 77. I do feel like he did lose. He did lose. When I look at Saul, I remember how he tended to lose the ball a lot for me. Like he probably lost the ball the most times with me. So I can't really vouch for his strength being 77 because I really do. I can remember him being shrugged off. So I don't know about his strength being 77. And aggression is 74, but like I said, how do you even measure stuff like aggression within games like FIFA? That's like, how do you even measure that? So I can't really speak on that. So, like I said at the start of the video, buy, keep, or sell, or avoid. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. If you basically just started FIFA and you're looking for a cheap team to make with good quality players, then you should get Saul. But if you have money and you're trying to get the highest of qualities of players, then you shouldn't get Saul. So I'm gonna say avoid him. Like with my circumstances now on FIFA, on Ultimate Team, I would avoid him. Because I think I could get way better players. Like I don't need all three Modric, Saul, and Pjanic. They all do the same thing. They're all meant to be box to box. And Luka Modric probably is better than Saul. So I would if I was to go back in the market now and decide whether I need decide whether I need Saul, I would avoid him. So right now my answer for this video is avoid or sell. It's avoidance. I mean, or you could keep him for SPCs because he's 84 rated. He only goes for 3.5, so that could be useful. You never know. But like, I would avoid him if you have money and you're looking to start a La Liga team. Like investing in someone like Casemiro or Luka Modric or Toni Kroos or Pjanic. Like there's better midfielders than him. So yeah, man, that's the answer to the question, man. That's what I can say. That's all I can say, man. Like he's a decent player, but like I said, there's better options out there, man. There actually is better options. And yeah, guys, that's my Saul review for this card. And yeah, man, that's the end of the video. You guys know the procedure, man. Like the video. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions that you need to answer regarding Saul, or let me know which player you want me to review. Remember, don't go mentioning no high-rated players or no new inform cards that are out or these new ones to watch because I don't have money to go get them. But any low-rated players, I'm not, the low-rated ones, I'm talking like, maybe 200k and below. I got you the reviews. I can do that. But yeah, guys, you know the procedure, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because there's more FIFA content in this channel, man. It's not just player reviews. We got all the FIFA content. We got the type of boots that are in the game, man. We got the type of player faces, all the kits. We got we got a lot of stuff, man. It's not just player reviews. So check out the whole channel, man. And yeah, man. Peace.